Perfect, you have managed to purchase your land. So now, how do you go about getting your planning and building permission from your local authority or town council, city council, district council, or municipality? Today, this is what I am going to address in this video. Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel, Diary of the Lady Engineer. I'm Nuta and I'm a civil engineer by profession. I film about construction, civil engineering, interior design, and landscaping. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do hit the subscribe button and notification bell so that you get new updates every single week. The first thing you do when you want to get planning and building permission from your local authority is engaging a professional to design the building for you. It could be a house, a guest house, or anything. You have to engage a professional who is most likely an architect, civil engineer, or even a planner. Once your plan is done, or once a design has been done for you, you have to print it out somewhere and go with it to the local authority. You will be directed to the planning department, obviously, where your plan is going to be looked at and calculations will be made so that you're told how much you need to pay for you to get your planning permission or for your design to be scrutinized. It's not for free, guys. You have to pay. Unfortunately. The amount you pay for scrutiny of your plans depends on the size of your plan, the size of your building, and also the nature of that building. If it's a commercial building, obviously the amount will be more. There's a rate for that. Then if it's residential, just as well, you're going to be charged according to the rate the local authority is charging for residential buildings. The bigger the size of your building, the more you pay. And one thing I have to mention is that different local authorities have different rates. So don't be surprised if, for example, in Lusaka you are charged a certain amount, and for your other plots in the Copper Belt, let's say Ndola or Duansha Municipal Council, you are charged a different amount. All local authorities have different amounts. Once the scrutiny fee is calculated for you, you will be told to most likely go and deposit the money in the bank account, or perhaps if that council allows cash payment, you'll be told to go and make your cash payment, and then you will be told to bring back the drawings together with most likely 3 other copies or 4 other copies depending on the local authority you've gone to. Then you also be told to attach other documents like the title of your plots, the title deed, and also the location plan if you have location map. Let me not forget this. You will also have to attach the receipt that you will be given, obviously, by the accounts department. Let me not forget that. I'm so used to engineering and planning, so please don't forget to attach your receipt, because it's only after you meet all the requirements that your drawings are going to be taken for scrutiny to different departments, different personnel, because there are different things that we look at on a building plan for it to be given planning and building permission. Sorry ladies and gentlemen, I forgot it's not the accounts department, it's called the finance department, but I'm sure I knew what I was talking about. The different instances in which you will need planning and building permission, I'll talk about 4. There's when you need to make a new construction. This is a situation where you have just bought your small piece of land or big piece of land. I'm so used to I love talking about small pieces of land. Anyway, you have purchased this plot or this piece of land and you now intend to construct. It's bare land, there's nothing literally, and this is when you want to start building. So what you do is you source for an architect, civil engineer, or urban planner to do a design for you, then you bring it for scrutiny. The second instance is when you need to demolish a structure, then start up something. In the first instance, you need to go to your local authority and seek permission for demolition, because you do need permission for you to demolish anything in the district. So you get your demolition permission, then you can do your plans and take them to the local authority for scrutiny for you to get your planning and building permission. I know you're thinking you've seen so many demolitions going around in your district and have been wondering whether these people or these companies get demolition permission. As a law-abiding citizen, you have to know that you need permission for you to demolish anything in the district, and it's very imperative that you follow the rules that are laid down for you as a law-abiding citizen. The third instance in which you will need planning and building permission is when you want to extend your building or even change the plan of your building. Every time you're trying to do something to your building or trying to erect something on your piece of land, you will need to bring or take your new plans to the local authority for scrutiny and eventual planning and building permission. You probably might be saying, oh, but this is my piece of land, this is my building, this is my project. Why do I always need to seek the permission of the local authority? Remember that land is not yours. It's a lease. You pay land rates, and on your title deed, it's written 99 years or even less. I'm not really sure. You have to bear in mind that this is state land, unless it's traditional land. If it's state land, you always have to seek authority from the council, the city council, town council, or municipality. The fourth instance in which you need building and planning permission that I'm going to talk about is when you want to change the use of land. When the local authority is selling land, they definitely state whether this land is for commercial purposes or mining or even residential. So if, for example, you buy this very huge piece of land which is residential, and your letter of offer from the municipality or city council is saying this is a residential plot, then you decide to, for example, build a bar there, or you decide to build a school there, you will have to apply for change of land use before you can even actually seek any building permission. And definitely you are going to be charged. Everything that you need, obviously, concerning construction has to involve money. Construction is capital intensive. No wonder it's not everybody that just wakes up from their slumber and decides to start building. You really have to plan for this. You really have to plan for your building construction project. Don't get me wrong, I don't mean you need huge sums of money for you to be able to build. No, you will need strategic planning. You need a very good plan for you to start building, because definitely construction, like I said, is capital intensive. You need good planning. Now that I'm done talking about the instances in which you need planning and building permission, I'd like to delve into the criteria that's used to give the permission for you to actually build. When you take your plans to the local authority for planning and building permission, it's in most instances not possible for you to get the permission right there and then, because there's a procedure. These plans have to go through different departments and different professionals look at your plans, because there are certain things that need to be looked at. There are certain things that your plan needs to meet. There's certain criteria or certain requirements that your building plan has to meet. Remember, the number one reason why you are taking your building plans to the local authority for planning and building permission is because you want to be a law-abiding citizen. You want to ensure that the laws and regulations of that district or that country are followed. So we have several parliamentary acts that we follow as local authorities. There's the Urban and Regional Act number 3 of 2015. That's for the Zambians. Is your building plan tallying with the guidelines that are in the Parliamentary Act of the Urban and Regional Planning? All those things have to be taken into consideration. Are your land documents authentic? Because definitely you're not going to be given planning and building permission for land that is illegal. I will give you leakage. We have these parliamentary acts online, so you can easily download them. If you want to be well informed, please go and download the Urban and Regional Planning Act, the Public Health Act, the Occupational Health and Safety Act, and all other acts that are made by the Parliament. Did you know that you can actually be of great help to the person that you are going to hire, or the person that you've hired to do your planning, by being well informed when you read your documents, your constitutions, your whatever documents that are made for the citizens of your country? You are going to be well informed, and nobody is going to infringe your rights. The reason why most of the times our rights are violated is because we are ignorant about the rights that we have. Let me just touch a bit on what the planner looks for on your building design. I already mentioned, first of all, about your title deeds, your papers, your offer letters. Are they authentic? They'll have to check for that. Then another thing they look for is the size of your building proper? Is it right for the size of your piece of land? You do not want to build something very big on a small piece of land. Then you only need small spaces. You need open space. You need enough space for recreation purposes. You need some grass somewhere. You need some trees somewhere. You also need enough space for your gates, your entrances, your exits, because definitely you are not going to start building your house just by the roadside. Immediately you reach your boundary, you've entered the house. That's not right. So those are just some of the things that are going to be looked at in terms of planning. If you need more information, please visit your local authority planning department so that they explain more for you. The other thing that's considered, or the other requirement, is meeting the Public Health Act requirements, the guidelines. Is your building something habitable? Do you have enough space? Do you have big enough windows? How is the ventilation? Do you have you set out your manholes and boreholes properly? Because definitely you're not going to have a manhole here and a borehole there. You know there's contamination that's going to happen. These pathogens or germs, whatever, are always moving. They can move even underground. Your building design also has to meet the fire safety regulations. The local authority is always looking to protect its citizens, because without its citizens, without community members, then there's no local authority, because the local authority is there to serve its people. So the fire section or fire personnel will also look at your building plans to ensure that your building is safe from fire. In case of a fire breakout, are you going to be able to come out of the house or come out of the building in a split second? All those things are looked at. The size of your doors, how your doors are opening, all those things are taken into consideration. In my previous video, which I hope you have watched, I was talking about the major jobs a civil engineer can do, and I talked about structural engineering. Structural engineering mainly concerns the design of buildings, considering its stability. So architects are also able to analyze a building, whether it's stable or not, whether it has structural integrity. But structural engineers have more knowledge and can work on even more complicated buildings in structural analysis. So where am I going? Architects and structural engineers or civil engineers do have a look at your building plans. Actually, a very good look, because if your building design doesn't meet the structural standards, there is no way it's going to be given building permission. We do not want you to die. I'll repeat this. No engineer, no architect dreams of killing anybody. So when an architect or civil engineer is looking at your building design, they look for, in instances where you want to build a two-story building, they want to know the sizes of columns that you're going to use. Are you going to use concrete columns? Are you going to use steel columns? How have you reinforced your concrete? Are you reinforcing? Or perhaps you do not want to reinforce. Who knows? Maybe you don't intend to use any steel bars in your concrete columns. All those things will be looked at. And then also the type of concrete, the grade of concrete. What is it going to be like? The mixed proportions. What mixed proportions are you going to use? The sizes of the blocks, the bricks. What are you going to be using? The materials you're going to use for your roof. What materials are you going to use for your windows, for your doors? The floor, what is it going to be like? The finishing. All those things will be looked at by the architect and the civil engineer. In simple terms, reinforcement of concrete means strengthening. If you go down the channel and look for the stages of constructing a house, in one of the videos I really explains the meaning of reinforcement. Or if you go and get your toothpaste, your Colgate as we call it in Zambia, there's somewhere where it's written strengthens teeth, something like that. Then in French there's a French word, reinforce. So strengthening in English and reinforce, something like that in French. Reinforcement means strengthening. And if you want to know the meaning of this, when I talk about reinforcement of concrete, please go and watch all the videos on stages of constructing a house so that you know the meaning. When I talk about mixed proportions, I mean the ratios of your Portland cement, your sand and stones that you're going to use to achieve a desired strength of your concrete. If I left out anything, please ensure you visit your local authority and get more information about how you can get your planning and building permission. I'm not here to replace any local authority, so make sure you go there. They're there for you. They're very open and welcoming. They're very much willing to explain to you all these things. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking all the other videos, and thank you for tuning in to this channel. If you have not yet subscribed, please don't forget to subscribe so that you get more information about construction, landscaping and interior designing. And please don't forget to like this video or even dislike it and comment. Please, I would like to help you. You can also email me. Just go to my about section of this channel and get my email address, which is diaryoftheladyengineer@gmail.com. I'll gladly help you out. Bye.